Alright, just a short video here of replacing the batteries in this, I believe it's a 94 club car. We got this cart from a family member, and the batteries, not sure how old they are, but they're probably over 6 to 7 years old. I've tried many attempts to try to regenerate the batteries, charge them up. Tried charging them individually at 6 volts. Finally did get to where the big charger over here, original golf cart charger, club car charger, would kick on. So I believe if it won't kick on unless there's a minimum voltage, if it met exceeded a minimum voltage, so finally got it to kick on, but it would turn off in about maybe 15 minutes. So I'm pretty sure that the batteries are shot, so I'm going to replace them with like batteries. Basically, all the batteries have water in it. It would charge up. It will probably run for about 2 minutes and then dies. So I'm getting power to the motor and everything. I believe all the electronics are fine. Part of me wants to get the batteries tested before I put new batteries in it. But even if the batteries are okay, we need to replace them soon anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. Basically I think they have a lifespan. I think the dealer told me about 5 years. So they're due. Some of them are even bulging. Definitely a lot of corrosion. I've already cleaned these up and they're already corroding already. I don't know if you can see down there, but this battery down here, there's some bulging down and there, and down in there as well. So I'll pull them out, replace maybe a wire or two where needed, and then see how she performs. So this will help out with the just describing the chain. So from the transmission selector switch here, the positive cable goes into that is the positive terminal there on battery. I'll call it battery number 1 on the passenger side. Goes from the negative wire there, negative terminal, to the positive terminal here, and then goes from the negative terminal there to the positive terminal in battery number 3 in this example, and the negative terminal jumpers over to the positive terminal on battery number 4. Green wire goes back down the selector switch. Keeping up with battery, starting again with battery number 4, negative terminal goes over to the positive of battery number 5. Negative jumpers over to, that is the positive of battery number 6. The negative and these wires there, looks like the negative goes down to the motor, and then these terminals there are there, or the white and I don't know, probably goes down to the controller from there. Other than that, the green wire is different, meaning it goes to the controller. Red wire goes to the controller. Black wire looks like it goes back to the motor. And then the white and black wire goes from, looks like the charging switch into their charging receptacle. Orientation of the batteries, looks like the Trojan is kind of facing, I guess it's towards the back. This is reversed. You see the orientation of the batteries there. And then these mirror the passenger side battery bank, if you will. Meaning the Trojan's kind of facing towards the back. And there you go. So I pull the batteries, and a broken frame, or corroded frame, awaited me. So I am going to, I kind of cleaned out the baking soda, scrubbed down the rest of the frame. The one over there on the driver's side is also corroded. Right there in the middle, between those two holes. But I think it's okay, I'll kind of check it out a little bit. So probably a good opportunity to go ahead and do it now. We'll see how this side goes first, how long it takes me. Also, I went ahead and ordered from, I think Buggy's Gone Wild, new, I guess that's a solenoid. I'm going to replace that while I have all the batteries out. Got all new battery tie downs and also the little holds in between there. Those are probably in good shape. I can clean them up. I just figured while I'm putting the batteries in, I'll get all the cables. Some of the cables I got from where I bought the batteries locally here in Florida. You can make these up yourself. They're not very hard. I just figured it would be easier to buy them. I do have the ability to weld aluminum, so my concern is there's probably battery acid impregnated somehow into the aluminum here. So I've got a new section of aluminum, but my concern is that the weld is going to come out very porous and whatever. So what I'm going to do is just cut that out and then put a new piece in and just rivet it. That's what the local dealer does here. So here's a close-up look at it. You can see there's looks like just built up battery acid. It's very, very hard. I've tried to chip it off. I don't know if it's a mixture of aluminum and battery acid and it forms, I don't know, but definitely ate right through it. So resist the urge to put the batteries back in with it broken like that. Batteries are expensive, can be dangerous if it breaks through, so not worth it. Alright, so got in there, cleaned it up a little bit more. It's just so pitted and caked on from, I mean, this thing is 20 years old basically. So I got in there some steel wool, and it's about as good as I'm going to get it. It's not too bad there in the middle, but this side is just very pitted and dusty and dirty. If I had a pressure washer, that's probably the best thing, but I do not have one at the moment, so I'm going to go ahead and put the batteries in, fix it, put the batteries in, and maybe come back after and pressure washer. Use a pressure washer. I don't have a pressure washer, but that's probably the best thing to do. I may go to Home Depot, rent one today just to make sure, try to get all that gunk off. But meanwhile, for the repair, I tried to use the grinder, and as you can see, to get into that weld right in the corner to get this crossbar out. It's not really going to go in there. So, had this thing laying in my toolbox forever. Die grinder. This was an ankle grinder, and this is, I believe, a die grinder. I'm going to try these. Went to Harbor Freight. I think these were $8 or something like that. And I'll try these to see if it'll, if I can get out that weld. Unfortunately, I don't have my tripod. It broke in the move, so I won't be able to film the actual work, but you'll see the results. So as you may have heard, that I guess aluminum can clog up the either the saw blades or cutting material here. So I'm going to try the soap trick. I've never tried it before. Learned it on YouTube, so we'll see if it keeps. Putting a little soap on these rasp bits will keep it from gumming up. So we'll give it a shot. Not sure which one I'm going to use. I may try one of these pointed ones. The weld is maybe about an inch long. It's aluminum. It's not going to take much, I don't believe, to get it out of there. What I don't want to do is take away from the overall or the main frame bar. So I'll just cut out that cross piece. So here's where we sit. Now, try to do some one-handed. Alright, there's about maybe almost 3/4 of the weld kind of chewed out a little bit. When I get it to right around there, actually see if you can wiggle this a little bit. You can see the kind of moving a little bit there in the weld. Better. Not sure how it's going to come out, but what I did with the last one is keep maybe go about 10 seconds at a time, so I don't eat into the frame here, this part here. And just kind of dig into the weld, like I said, 10 seconds at a time, and eventually you can get it to where, I'll see if I can get it the next time, where we just kind of move it back and forth with vice grips and it pops right off. Here's the other side with it ground down flat. Close. There it goes. Flat bit, just kind of knock that out off right there. Good to go. So there it is, all cleaned up. It's ready to put the new part in. What I did do is put a little Sharpie there, Sharpie mark there, and here, there, just to indicate, you know, a quick little reference to put the new part in.